I like music. I like music a lot, so much so in fact that I listen to music at night through my sound asleep pillow. And I like the fact that telephone technology has advanced to where your smartphone is a full-on multimedia device, and I use mine as an MP3 player quite regularly. But there are times, however, when being wired into a headset listening to music can be incredibly inconvenient and annoying. For example, when I'm exercising, and if you're exercising at home you don't have a shirt to put your music player in, you've got a long dangling wire, it tends to get caught on things and the earbuds get yanked out of your ear. When I'm doing mechanical work on the bikes, and same problem, you've got wires dangling and they tend to get caught on things as you're unbolting and moving and changing, and then of course you've got greasy hands, you can't just push the earbuds back in, and if you try tucking it down your shirt you turn sharply and the wire gets caught and it pulls out of your ear. It's just a plain old nuisance, and for a good while now, for situations like these, especially when I really like to be listening to music while I'm working, I've been looking around for an affordable but decent quality, completely wire-free Bluetooth headset. I looked initially at some of the earbud type, but the problem with those is they still have a wire loop connected to your little device that sends and receives your Bluetooth signal, which then leaves you with the same problem where you clip this but you've still got the wires that can snag and pull the buds out of your ears. I looked at the large bulky type, but frankly they're just too big and I'd feel a bit foolish walking down the street with these huge things over my ears, plus they tend to be rather expensive. So imagine my delight when I received an email from a mailing list on a gadget website just recently showing what I hope to be the answer to my problem in the Avantalk Jogger headset. So we'll go right ahead and open the box and see what we get inside. Okay, so on the box it says Avantalk Jogger Stereo Bluetooth Headset. Look at these pictures at the bottom and it shows that you can use it while you're running, it's water resistant, and you can use it while you're doing yoga. Specifications: Bluetooth V2.1 plus EDR, etc, etc, etc. I'm not going to go through all of those because frankly I don't know what half of them mean. All I need to know is, does it work when I connect it with my phone? There's a bit of information at the bottom, general logos, this, that and the other, and then on the back you get an overview of the headset, of its controls, and then various praise singing in various languages: stylish design, water resistant, etc, etc, etc. So enough of that. Pull this out of the box, cast that aside. It's quite neatly packaged. In here we have a USB to a small 2mm pin connector, kind of like a Nokia telephone charger. We have a selection of silicone earbuds, depending on whether you have small or large ear canals. We have a nice little storage pouch with a drawstring top, it's quite nice, and the headset itself. Now it appears on first inspection that you don't have any instructions, but they are concealed inside the little storage pouch. You have a little advertising leaflet showing the other Avantree and Avantalk products, which are obviously the same brand, and the instructions on this fold out sheet here, which show you the procedure for pairing, unpairing and various settings, and goes both sides. The majority of that is in English. In here we have the headset itself, which I will just pop out. We've got a flexible loop and then the two earpod devices. Let's just throw that down out of the way. So the one with the larger central button is for your right ear and the other one is for your left ear, and it's designed to be worn from a face-on point of view like that. So you pop those in your ears and this goes round the back, up and over your ears and round the back of your neck. The outer finish is a plastic with a rubberized coating. You've got a flexible tube here which, as you can see, is quite flexible and allows you to fold the earphones up in quite a compact manner. You've got standard sort of earbud shaped units here which can just sit inside your ears, and then the silicone units are shaped to fit your ear canals, presumably for the sports side of things. So we'll just have a look at some of those. You've got some fairly large ones, fairly small ones. I'm going to go ahead and look at the fairly small ones because typically when I've had other earphones, the smaller ones tend to be the ones that fit my ears better. So this is the shape of them, and they fit forward in this manner, so they sort of slide into your ear canal, and these just simply pop over this portion of the earbud here and hold in place with friction. It's quite a tight squeeze over there, so that they should hold in place quite well. And what that effectively does is channels all of that lovely sound coming from the speaker down there into your ear canal. Okay, so you've unboxed the headset. The first thing you're going to want to do is charge up the headset, and the charging port is a small 2mm pin jack on the right hand earpiece, which is denoted by the larger button and the two smaller buttons, and it has a rubber bung which is just in there. You have to pop that up with a fingernail and plug in your charger to a convenient USB port, and you plug into the headset. The red indicator light will flash and then illuminate to show that the unit's charging, and the initial charge and the charges so far have taken approximately 2 hours. Once the unit's charged, make sure you replace the rubber bung, and this provides a measure of waterproofing if you're actually using this for jogging purposes and you're out in the rain, for example. The next thing you'll want to do is pair this to your mobile. So switch on your Bluetooth available, so we'll open that. This example is based on my own Samsung Galaxy S2. All phones that use Bluetooth will have a similar thing, but you'll obviously need to know your way around your own Bluetooth settings. Press and hold the MFB button, the large button, for approximately 8 seconds until you see the blue and red LEDs flash alternately. This indicates that the headset is in pairing mode and is common to all Bluetooth audio devices. You would then scan for devices. As you can probably see on my screen, it already has the Avantalk Jogger because I've had this on previously, although I've just removed it. So we'd select that from the list and it will automatically pair with the headset. As you maybe heard there, you got a little beep and it flashed, gave a couple of flashes, and it will now go into a single blue beep rather than the alternating blue and red, showing that the unit is paired to the telephone. So with the headset paired to the phone, you'd simply select your music app and select yourself an album. I'll have a bit of KT Tunstall. And hopefully, if I hold these up close to here, now it's obviously not going to be incredibly clear, but hopefully you'll be able to hear the music coming out of there. So when your music's playing, what you can do of course is press the next button and it will skip to the next track. You can also skip back, and you can alter the volume up and down. If you press the MFB button, this will pause the playing of the song. Press it again and it will resume the playing of the song. Another thing you can do with the music player closed, or certainly on this phone, I can't speak for others certainly, but if once the unit is paired, say you slip the phone in your pocket, you put the headset on, press the MFB button, and this will automatically begin the playing of your music, as you'll be able to see from the status bar at the top just there. And then likewise from that point you can pause, you can play, and you can skip back and forward. Of course, in addition to music, It not only plays the audio for your music but for your videos as well. So if we go to YouTube and we'll do a search for Speedy Q8. Because I hear that guy's got some incredibly good videos. And we'll just pick a video at random. And of course, although it's difficult for you to hear, but what we have is the audio of the video coming through your headset. So that's fantastic. It means that you can sit and watch YouTube videos, or even something like Netflix, or if you've got a DVD movie with an option to transfer a file onto your telephone, or your tablet for that matter, you can sit and watch that without intruding on anybody else's privacy. Or if somebody's watching something on TV you don't want to watch, so you can sit and watch a movie or TV program of your choice. Now of course the other thing that this does do, although it's not the main focal point of it, is it makes and receives phone calls as well. And to do this, on the right hand earpiece with the MFB button, just a little bit forward of the charging socket, you have a lump here, and this is your voice microphone. Just to demonstrate the telephone call ability of this, I'm going to first of all send a call in and make a call out to my normal handset. I'm just going to move that away from my phone to avoid the interference. As you'll see, that's coming through. Press the MFB button and that will answer the call, and then press the MFB button again if I want to hang up and end the call. To make a call with the Jogger headset, you have two options. If your phone supports voice dialing, you can short press the volume up and down buttons simultaneously. Call home phone. Home phone. As you can see, and to end the call, press the MFB button. In addition to receiving and making calls using the voice dialing feature, there are a couple of other little things you can do with this. For example, you can reject an incoming call by pressing and holding the MFB button for 3 seconds. While you're on a call, if you wish to transfer it to your headset, press and hold the MFB button for 2 seconds until you hear a beep. And likewise, to refer it back to your headset, press and hold the MFB button again for 2 seconds. If you want to quickly redial the last number that you called, double click the MFB button and this will do a last number redial. As you can see there. Single press of the MFB to end the call as usual. And finally, if you want to mute the microphone, if you press and hold the next button for a couple of seconds until you hear a beep, this will put the microphone on mute and it will beep continuously until you press and hold the button again to show that it's unmuted. To restore the headset to its default, press and hold the next button for approximately 8 seconds until the indicator light flashes blue and red alternately. And then press and hold the MFB button for 4 seconds until a beep is heard. This resets the Jogger headset to its default and switches off. The next time you switch it on, it will automatically enter the pairing mode. Now another thing that you may want to use this headset for is online gaming, Skype talk, and just streaming music and movies on your computer or laptop. And provided it's a Bluetooth enabled machine, then the procedure is no more complicated than pairing to your phone. You open up your Bluetooth program, work through your options, switch on the headset into pairing mode so that you get the alternating blue and red LEDs, like so. And then just allow your computer to find the device. If you have to use a passkey on either your phone or on your computer, it's just the simple generic 4 zeros. And there we go, a beep from the headset, and there's our headset device. Now here is where I run into a small problem. My laptop unfortunately is quite an antiquated old lump of a thing, and somewhere in the region of about 10 years old or so, and my Bluetooth accordingly is actually via a Bluetooth dongle which slots into a USB port on the back and looks like so. The problem with this is, although the unit is paired and it's paired correctly, it doesn't recognise that this unit exists within the control panel settings, so I cannot actually stream anything from my PC onto this. So be aware of this. If you have an older PC or you're using a Bluetooth dongle, this may be a problem. This is also running Windows XP, so it's fairly antiquated. It's possible that if you're running a dongle on a machine running Windows 7 it may be different. If you have inbuilt Bluetooth, it's no problem whatsoever, and what will happen is when you go into your settings, your control panel, and into your sounds menu, you'll be able to select from your audio panel, you'll be able to select from this drop down menu the Bluetooth headset. So far so good. We've unboxed the unit, charged it, paired it to the phone, and you've seen a few of the things that it's capable of doing. The most important thing, of course, is what is it like to live with in the real world in day-to-day use. Wearing the headset is very easy, and with the silicone earbuds supplied it's surprisingly comfortable. I find the best way to fit it is if you loop it over your head, place these on the ridges at the front and just kind of wiggle them into place until they seat comfortably. It cuts out the vast majority of ambient noise around you and channels the sound directly into your ears, giving very good quality sound. Now, the sound of course is not super all singing all dancing high fidelity, the best that you can get, but of course you're never going to get that from a pair of earbuds. It doesn't matter who makes them or how good they are or how expensive they are, none of them are ever going to be as good as a pair of proper full-size on-ear speakers, and that's simply a size issue. For the size of these, the sound quality is superb. Standard earbuds with the silicone cup-shaped inserts, I tend to find after about an hour or two of wearing them that the inner part of my ear gets quite warm and it starts to get irritated, it starts to itch and annoy me. This is something I've not particularly noticed with these. I don't know if it's just the shape or if it's the material, but I've been able to wear these for very long continuous periods without any noticeable annoyance. The inner portion of my ears still get warm, but certainly don't have the same problems as I do with the normal wired buds that I've tried in the past. One little niggle I've found so far is with the shape of these earbuds. They do protrude quite a bit, and when you pop them into the supplied pouch, so you zip that up and you slip them into your pocket, and you're walking around all day doing the things that you do and what have you, and then a little later in the day you think, oh, sit down, have a listen to some music. You sit down, you open up your pouch, you pull out your earphones, and lo and behold, the silicone earbuds have wriggled the way free, and as long as you haven't pulled out your earphones too vigorously, they'll still be sitting in your bag, and it's not such a huge job to just drop them out and wiggle them back onto your earpieces. The same thing can happen as well if you pull out the earphones too vigorously. The silicone earbuds can catch and pull off. But to be honest, that's the only negative thing that I've found so far about these. The most important thing that anybody wants to know about a wireless device is how long does the battery last. A short battery life equals a device that very shortly will end up thrown in the back of a drawer and never used again. Well, I have to say, the maker's claims of this one I thought were quite impressive. They claimed 9 hours use streaming audio and 8 hours use in phone calls, or I presume that qualifies for Skype and such as well. In real world tests, this absolutely floored me. I managed a solid 14 hours of switched on time using between streaming audio, video on Netflix, video on YouTube, making phone calls. Very impressive indeed, I think. And to do this test, I charged up the device on a Saturday night. It was then stored in its pouch, switched on a couple of times, maybe half an hour's use, making a couple of phone calls just to test it out, and it was then stored in its pouch for the best part of a week, and I was sort of toing and froing about the place a bit, so I just didn't get the chance to use it. Now, when I decided to test the battery life and see how long it would last, it was switched on at 10 minutes past 5 as I left work on a Thursday. I then had the unit switched on solidly until 10 minutes past 2 in the morning. Yes, it was one of those nights. And although it was switched on solidly, I wasn't listening to music the whole time. So there were periods where I would switch off the music as I was doing bits and pieces. But the unit was switched on and paired to the phone the whole of those 9 hours. And during that time, as I say, I alternated between listening to music and streaming videos, and listening to the audio on the videos. Similarly, the following day I switched it on at 10 past 5 as I left work, and doing the same kind of thing again. I was listening to streaming audio, MP3s and videos again alternately. At approximately 10 to 11 it gave the first warning beep of the battery going flat. I deliberately left this beeping until it went completely dead flat while I was listening to music, and this lasted a period of 20 minutes, which took me to precisely 14 hours of switched on time in total. So we're talking 13 hours and 40 minutes before it beeped to tell me that the battery was running low and needed charging, to 14 hours where it just switched itself off completely. Now personally, I think that's fantastic. This is the point where I wrap up the review and draw the conclusions. Now, you can probably tell that I'm very impressed with this headset. It's precisely what I was looking for when I was looking for a cordless headset. It does away with the problem of dangling wires to get caught on kickstart levers and gear change levers and other protuberances and motorbikes. It's also, I've discovered, being additionally useful for when I'm away cooking in the kitchen. I can put my phone down on the side, out of the way so it's not going to get harmed, and listen to music while I'm doing bits and pieces in the kitchen, for example. And the battery life, as I've said, is excellent. The functionality is very, very good. It's done precisely what it says on the instructions. During the past couple of weeks while I've been using the headset, I have had them switch off just randomly on me once as I was starting to watch a streaming video on my phone. It lost the connection, and it turned out that the Bluetooth headset had actually switched off. I'm really not sure what happened there, but so far, fingers crossed, it's been fine since. So hopefully that was just a little isolated incident. I do recall that I had just restarted my phone at that time and started the video, so it could very well be something to do with that. But all in all, I really cannot fault this at all. It even sits very comfortably just around your neck here when not in use. It's nicely packaged, it's a very good price. They're available from several online retailers, and the instructions are concise but very clear. Would I recommend that you go out and purchase these if you're looking for some wireless headphones? The answer to that is absolutely yes. I can't imagine for a second why a more expensive pair would be any better. or do anything more that this can do. You can use it in place of your Bluetooth headset to make and receive telephone calls. It has voice activation functions using a combination of the buttons on either side. You can stop and start music at will. You can skip tracks. You can use it to watch streaming videos. It's just superb. It's everything I wanted it to do and more besides, so I'm very pleased with it indeed. And yes, I would highly recommend this to anybody looking for a Bluetooth headset. I hope this review's been useful. Thank you for watching, and in the meanwhile I'm going to listen to some more music.